Hello guys, you're welcome to my channel. My name is Temitayo. In today's video, we'll be learning how to cut a crisscross top. If you are new to the channel, please like, subscribe and share the video. If you are a returning subscriber, thanks for coming back. I do not take this love for granted. If you like what you see, let's get to the working table. The first step to take is to have your basic bodice pattern ready with princess dart bustier pattern or any other dart you would like. So as you can see, this pattern is on fold. So I would advise you cut or you draft your pattern on fold when you are making a crisscross top. So I'm just going to use my tracing wheel to trace this pattern so that it can show on the other side, and I will use my pencil or my marker to draw the patterns out. So guys, after tracing, this is what I have. You can see the patterns on both sides of the paper. So the next thing I'll do is to modify the neck width. I used 3 by 3 for the neck width initially for the neckline, so I would like to change it to 3.5 now. So I'll just add half inches to it like so. I'll do the same to both sides of the neck width. So this is the midpoint of the pattern, so I'm going to make it visible with a pencil so we can see it very well. So from this 3.5 inches on the neck width, I'll connect to the armhole with a slight curve. So I'll just place my French curve and do that magic like so. It's very simple to do, as you can see me. I want the width of my shoulder to be 2.5 inches. So you can use 3 inches and you can use 3.5 inches depending on how wide you want your shoulder to be. So I'll mark 2.5 inches from the neck width. This is the midpoint here. So from my chest line, I'll come up by 1.5 inches like so. So after coming up by 1.5 inches, I'll connect it to this point, to the 2.5 that I measured earlier. I'll connect it like so. So I'll connect using my French curve. So the line is not totally straight, it's slightly curved. So after connecting, I'll just bring the line down straight down like that. But I want my front piece to overlap on each other so that I won't have too much opening on my tummy area. So I'll come in by 3 inches from the midpoint, as you will see me doing now. I'll come in from the midpoint, I'll come in by 3 inches. And I'll just connect the 3 inches like so. Can you see? I'll connect the 3 inches to the midpoint on the upper chest. Guys, I prefer to use this side of the pattern. So I'll withdraw the 3 inches on this side. You will understand when I cut it out. So I will reconnect like so. So that means it is this side that I will use and not here. So we don't need all these sides anymore. I'm just going to cross it out so that you can see where we will be needing. So as you can see, this is what we have, and this is the side I'll be using. So I'm going to separate this side out so you can see the side we'll be using to cut out our fabric. So this is the side we will use, but I'll be cutting the unwanted parts out. As you can see me, just focus on what I'm cutting out, then you understand what we actually need. I will open up the waist dart first like so. So I have the front center piece separate now. The next thing I'll be doing is to fold the side dart before I cut it out. So can you see how I'm folding? I'm folding from the down part and I will join it like so. Can you see that after closing the side dart, the lines are no longer touching each other? So I'll just hold with a paper tape and reconnect the lines like so. The reason why I did this is so that by the time I start sewing, those sides are going to match up. So now I can then cut out, and I'll also cut the rest of the dart out as you can see me doing. So this is what I have for the front piece. I'll cut this out on another fresh pattern so that they can mirror each other. So guys, after cutting out, I have this, and this is basically our crisscross top pattern. You can see the 3 inches overlapping on each other. So let's cut the back pattern. To get to know how I drafted this back pattern, the link to the video will be in the description box below. So I'll be labeling my zipper allowance like so. Remember, labeling is very important when you are doing pattern drafting. So this is our back pattern. Remember that on the neck width for the front, I changed it from 3 inches to 3.5 inches. I will do the same for the back. So from that 3 inches, I'll just add half of an inch, which will make the neck width in total 3.5. I want the neck depth to be 2 inches, but I already have 1 inch, so I'll just add 1 inch to it and I'll connect to the neck width. Guys, on this back neckline for the depth, feel free to modify the neck the way you want. You can make yours more deeper than mine. Then the shoulder width is 2.5 inches. Remember, I used the same 2.5 for the front crisscross neckline. So I'll just bring the front pattern to get that, or I'll just measure 2.5 inches from the neck width. I'm going to recheck now to see if I have my exact 2.5 so that I will not run into any problem when I'm sewing. So then I'll connect my shoulder to the armhole like so. Make sure you use your armhole curve or your French curve to connect the armhole like so. If you like, you can also make the back like a crisscross form, just like the front, or make your back neck go deeper like I said earlier. So guys, let's cut out. I forgot to place my waist measurement. The waist measurement I'm working with is 34 inches. So the quarter of 34 is 8.5. So I'll put that 8.5 then with my 1.5 that allowance. If you feel lost and don't know how I arrived at this back pattern, please I'll be linking the video in the description box below. So now after getting my waist measurement with the dart, I'll just connect like so and I'll cut out. These are the pieces for the front and back pattern. I've placed the patterns on my fabric now and I added half of an inch round the patterns but 1 inch at the hem and I'm cutting out like so. I did the same for my back pattern and I cut out same on the lining. I actually use same fabric as the lining, so that means I have two each of the patterns. After arranging, I'll sew up the princess dart first and I'll repeat the same process on my lining too. Guys, after joining the princess dart for the 4 pieces, I'll notch and open press. You can use your tailor arm to do this so it will be very nice. This is my bust here. If you like, you can put a cup or a wording to make it more defined. I'll place the lining on top of each crisscross like so. I'm going to be joining the middle piece first together. I'll do them separately for each side of the front like so. Guys, when you are doing this, if there is any need for you to pin down before you stitch, please do so. So I'll just go to the sewing machine now and stitch them separately. Guys, I realized the fabric is blending too much with my table, so I decided to use another background. This is what I have after joining the pieces together, and I'm going to mark the 3 inches overlap here like so, and I'll mark it. I'm not going to stitch it down for now, but I'm going to hold it with an office pin. Guys, it doesn't matter any side you wish to place on the other. This is a crisscross, so you are free to place any side on top of another. You're good to go. I'll go ahead and close the armhole. So I'll place this aside for now. This is the back piece. I've joined the neckline and the shoulders with the lining. Also, don't forget to hold your dart in. Then don't forget to notch the corners of your neck and armhole so that by the time you turn it to the right side and iron, it will completely lay down flat. I've given the crisscross good ironing and I also ironed the two back piece. I'm yet to stitch the 3 inches overlap together because after joining the armhole, I have to turn it from the hem. So before we join the shoulders, I'm going to arrange everything very well and pin the necessary parts. So for a neat finishing, I'll place my hand inside the back piece and I'll put the front shoulder inside it and it will come inside this way, and I have this. I'll align it very well and pin it down. This is for a neat shoulder finishing. I've repeated this for the second shoulder and I'll just stitch it down. Guys, after joining the shoulders, this is what I have. So the next thing is to join the sides. I've also stitched the 3 inches overlap, as you can see. So buddies, please pay attention here and watch the way I place the sides together before stitching, just for a neat finishing. There, so buddies, if you have watched so far, please, if you have not subscribed, kindly subscribe to the channel, like the video and turn on your notification bell to get notified when I drop new videos. So kindly do this type of neat finishing if you don't have a serger, but if you have a serger, you can just join normally and you serge the rough part. After joining the sides, I will hem the down part and I'll fix the zipper. Can you see both the wrong and right sides? As you can see them, they are both neat. So that is the importance of the finishing that I showed you earlier. Can you see that there's no rough edges? Everything is inside. Guys, we are done with the crisscross crop top. You can add peplum to yours or make it into a long blouse or gown. There is something I would like to ship in. I realized that a little bit of my breast is exposed at the armpits. So guys, when making yours, if your chest line is 8 inches, if your chest line is 8 inches, please reduce it by 1 inch and use 7 inches, and if your chest line is 9 inches, use 8 inches so that the armpits will cover up your bust, since the top is sleeveless, so you can also use an interfacing, possibly a light wording for the bust side to give it more support. You can also stitch this overlap area down or use hemming gum for a neat finishing. Let me know in the comment section if you also be trying this crisscross top. You can use a crepe fabric or African print fabric. And guys, I used 1 year to make this crisscross crop top. Thanks for watching guys, and see you in my next video. Bye.